Let's continue. In case women enjoy sex with a man from higher caste, the act is not punishable. Higher caste, which the Brahman to some. But on contrary, if women enjoy sex with low caste man, she is to be punished, right? In case women proud of greatness of her excellence violates her duty towards husband, the king shall arrange to have her thrown before dogs at a public place. That is also was being practiced and done. It is the duty of all husbands to exert total control over their wives. Il y a beaucoup de monde de dire que, il y a beaucoup de men de dire, women should never be left without any work. Tous les temps, ils devaient être busy with their work, right? Even physical weak husbands must strive to control their wives. Consuming liquor, association with bad persons, separation from husband, rambling around, sleeping for unreasonable hours. These and dwelling are the 6 demerits of women. While performing Namkaran and Jat Karma Sanskar, such a 2 sanskar that we do when a baby is born, Vedic mantras are not to be recited by women because women are lacking in strength and Vedic knowledge, right? Auparavant, of course, women lacked Vedic knowledge. They were not allowed to go to Gurukul. They were not allowed to go to school. So from where could they learn, right? So it's true that anyone, not only women, anyone who does not know Vedic text properly should not recite parce que we may pronounce something wrong. Okay, ça c'est applicable pour tout, including women. On failure to produce offspring, ça veut dire si madame n'a pas qu'à des enfants, she may obtain offspring by cohabitation with her brother-in-law or with some other relative in her in-laws. You will see this happened in the Mahabharata, right? This happened in the Mahabharata, where King Shantanu had 3 wives. Sorry, 2 wives, not 3. 2 wives, Ambika and Ambalika. And they had no children. And the king died. And there were no children. The Ambika and Ambalika became widows. Then the mother-in-law called Vedvyas. Vedvyas was the brother-in-law of the 2 women. And then they had the copulation relationship, sexual relation, and they got pregnant, right? But it should be from the family if this is being done. Any women who disobey, who take alcoholic drinks and diseased husband shall be deserted for 3 months and be deprived of her ornaments. A barren wife, if the wife cannot be pregnant, may be superseded in the 8th year. Ça veut dire 8e l'année qui monsieur la peut vivre avec lui. The man can leave her. She whose children die may be superseded in the 10th year. And she who bears only daughters may be superseded in the 11th year. C'est pour ça longtemps du monde peut donner l'importance having children and having boys, right? This is another translation here. This is very long, but I'm going to read part of it. The man to whom her father, or with her father's consent, the brother gives her away. Ça veut dire quand the woman is getting married, it should be with the consent of the man of the house, whether the brother or the father, right? She should obey him, that is, to whom she has been given, or bien married, the husband, she should obey when he is alive. When the husband is alive, she should obey. And not be unfaithful when he is dead. C'est-à-dire, il paraît marié, il paraît pense another man, not at all, right? A good woman desiring to go to the same world as her husband should never do anything displeasing to the man who took her hand, whether he is alive or dead. To the same world, pour moi, il peut refer to heaven, if we want to go to heaven. So we should not be displeasing the man, or we should remain faithful. She should remain patient, controlled, and celibate until her death. Right? There are women who are devoted to a single husband. So after the death of the husband, she should remain celibate until her death. Right? Today's world, this is not practical, right? Practical, not at all. Just like these celibates, a good woman, though she may be sonless, will go to heaven when she steadfastly adheres to the celibate life after her husband's death. Let's say the husband is no more, and the woman has no son. But if she remains faithful to that husband, c'est-à-dire pas remariée, she will go to heaven, as per Manusmriti. A good woman should not take a second husband. A woman who controls her speech, her mind, her body is never unfaithful to her husband, so that she is faithful. She attains the world of her husband, and virtuous people call her a good woman. A good woman will mean a chaste woman also, right? So she should be controlling herself and her senses. Manusmriti suggesting that women should concentrate on their duties, on their tasks. For example, having children, taking care of the house. This is what Manusmriti say, we should be focusing on this. Interestingly, Hinduism assigns 4 ashrams for men to follow. We have the Brahmacharya ashram, going to the Gurukul to study, etc. Who are going? Men only. Vanprastha ashram, to go again to the forest after 50 years of age. For whom? For men. Sannyas ashram, complete renunciation. For whom? For men. Only in the Grihastha ashram there is the inclusion of women. Right? Only here is her inclusion, where she is supposed to copulate, she is supposed to take care of the house, of the people, of the house, of the children, etc. Now the question may arise in your mind that doesn't she has the right to get moksha? Est-ce qu'il lit Papoil prend sannyas? She won't enter the sannyas ashram or not? Normalement, she can. But if we see the structure at that time, the women going to the forest becoming a sannyasi, a sannyasi wanders from place to place, right? Lipa pratique for a woman to do that. In a many problems, of course, you know everything, the crime rate, etc. You know that. So lipa pratique pour madam, but yes, they can renounce, they can get moksha. The Jain se the people who follow Jainism, they believe that if you are born as a woman, you cannot attain liberation, right? You need to take birth again as a man, then will attain liberation. So I say that deplorable status of women in different societies, of course, right? So I say what I've been telling about she need to be under the care of a man, or the brother, the father or the husband to say. She's not sent usually to Gurukul. But we have Gurukul now for girls also, a very different structure compared to that of boys. We do have that. She's supposed to spend her time learning domestic skills. So you are a girl, you need to know how to cook. You need to know how to wash clothes, how to take care of the house. We still have that, mindset. The stage of marriage, of course, the girl gets married, longtemps in a child marriage. But then later with time, especially with the reformers, especially with Swami Dayanand, who imposed that the girls should get married at the age of 16 or more after that, not earlier than 16, right? That is important. So marriage meant something different in Hindu society. And of course, it is different in the Western world. In the Western world, if you at the age of 16 or 17, you leave the parents' house, you live on your own, you work, you study at the same time. The culture is different. But the Hindu is society, you may say, is quite preservative in a way. Quelque part, personally, my view, my criticism to this will be, yes, Hindu society is preservative, but it has certain benefits as well to protect the women. But yes, in a aussi quelque part an overprotection here. Si nous n'avons pas follow all what Manusmriti has said, this is overprotection. And we don't need that, right? This is my criticism to it. You may have a different version, maybe you ou totalement d'accord avec ce qui Manusmriti dit. That is also possible, huh? Up to you. It is worth noting that marriages in India historically and to the present day rarely end in divorce. We don't say that there are no divorces in India, but many people prefer to stay in that marriage than getting a divorce. What will people say? Society, they won't be respected, etc. Attempts for children. But things have changed. We do have divorce in India, even in Mauritius, we have it. So this is a bit about marriage. You can go through it. Duty of a wife. So far, we were talking about women en général. As a wife, she is expected to be, of course, consider her husband as God. She should serve him, follow him, pray for his well-being, eat after he eats. Eat after he eats. She shares his karma and his destiny. Ça li applicable pour tout. When you are living together with someone, n'importe qui s'en a été, a man, a woman, whatever, we share karma, we share destiny. Because if we are married to a particular person, or as I always tell you, if you are born in that particular house, you have this parent. Why do we have this? This is destiny, this is karma, right? So we are sharing karma. Quelquefois, nous faisons collective karma, non? Nous tous ensemble dans la classe, quand nous pouvons faire quelque chose, c'est collective karma. Everyone is doing the same thing, collective. She sometimes should fast and go on pilgrimage to ensure her husband's long life and success. Right? She should pray for that. The husband should provide for his wife's material needs. The husband should provide material needs, her security, her protection, her social status. C'est pas seulement the girl, the woman who has the stri dharma qui ne peut dire, mais aussi maintenant the man. The man also has certain dharma. The man should also revere his wife as goddess. The laws of Manu tell husband that happiness of wife is the key to stability of the family. If the wife, the woman is happy, the family will be stable, will be happy. If a woman gave birth to a son, her status was even further enhanced. Dans Maurice, non, on dit que, par exemple, un garçon est né, que l'éternité du monde, il a premier lot, non? So that was the premier lot, c'est-à-dire c'est une enhanced status, right? Death of husband. When the husband dies, it is kind of a crisis for the woman, no doubt. This marks her entrance into the third stage of life, which is the Vanprasthashram. As a result of the sometimes great disparity of ages of husband and wife, he almost always is gone first. Longtemps, Tiena, you know, at times girls, young girls were marrying men, quite old men. So logiquement, bon, say the man will die the first, right? So then the lady, either she will be made sati, you know, burning alive, either she will be sati, or she will remain a widow throughout her life. That is another option also. Il dépend. Toute société dit pas practice the same thing, right? Some practice sati, some practice unforced widowhood, right? Now, the question is, this is about sati here. The question is about, should the woman remarry or not? Again, it will depend on society, right? It will depend on society, where this, ça fait me rappelle quelque chose. In India, there was a survey. There was a survey among rich people, that is low status people, and then high status, the high income earners in India. There was a survey qui s'en a fait appeler beaucoup female infanticide. Ok, ça veut dire une baby girl ou bien quand madame la enceinte de tal checker whether it's a girl or a boy. If it's a girl, then they will do abortion. And the result of the survey was the high class people zut faire ça plus. Female infanticide. Whether it comes in terms of abortion or after the birth of the child, right? But c'est high class status who do that. C'est pour ça que dépend de la société aussi, right? How their traditions, the place of living, it depends geographically also where they situate. So that was about the survey. Well, things have changed today. Malgré in India, we still have certain people who will still favor sati, etc. Putting that aside, most of the people of the world definitely ne pas practice sati, and enforced widowhood also is not practiced. It depends on the woman. If she wants to marry, she remarries. She doesn't. She don't. She doesn't do that, right? Donc, tout dépend. Now we have example of Sita, of Sita. Oh, normalement, l'impression qui nous est dans Sita, c'est quoi? That she was submissive lady. Okay, Ram told her, let's go to the forest. No, Ram told her to go to the forest. She went. Not the first time, a second time. The first time, Sita willingly went to the forest. So I say, and duty, that she is a chaste woman. You will see, I sent you that also. This is the definition of a chaste woman. You will find it here. This is about Sita, right? So this is the first time she went to forest. And then when they returned after the killing of Ravan, they lived, and then there were gossips to some. And Sita left Ayodhya again. Ram actually in Kitli. Right? So we tend to consider her to be submissive. But quelque part, she is strong as well. And she was also accepting those decisions because it was a male-dominated society, right? Based on the time period where she was living, she accepted to do that. But at the end, if you know the story of Ramayana, at the end, where she no more, she can't tolerate that frustration, that suffering from the husband, from the people of Ayodhya. And then she entered Mother Earth, right? So it's up to you. You know Sita, you analyze her character. Quelque part, yes, she is submissive. And she's an ideal woman, a chaste woman. She accepted to go to the forest with the husband to serve. You can write, of course. Which shows she's a good wife. And she's very learned as well. She's very learned. And she has been giving advices to Ram also. Lipa come, you know, those ladies in parda, covering their face always, and they could not step out of the house. They were confined within the four walls. She's definitely not that type of lady. But yes, quelque part, least submissive, right? Now, if we talk about Draupadi, we know her to be very tough, rough, and she doesn't fear anyone. She doesn't fear the society. She doesn't fear even the husbands. She doesn't fear what people will think about. She acts accordingly, according to the situation. She acts according to dharma. Okay. She takes revenge as well. Li pa koman sa madame ki Manusmriti in décrire. She takes revenge. For example, when Duryodhan is to sit on his lap, right? Duryodhan, the Kaurav. Then she said that she will not tie her hair until she gets the blood of the thigh of Duryodhan. Effectivement, quand Bhim killed Duryodhan, he had to kill him by breaking his thigh, injuring Duryodhan at his thigh. Là, Bhim lui prend du sang Duryodhan from the thigh, lui amène que Draupadi. Draupadi lui met ça dans ses cheveux. Et then lui n'attache ses cheveux. Right? Stories, we have many, but this is one thing to say. She takes revenge, right? She is typically a modern woman. She knows her rights, right? Now we have Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. She is someone who is depicted at the feet of Vishnu, being a very nice lady, very dutiful woman or wife. And most of the time, she is not depicted having weapons compared to Durga, compared to Kali, and other aspects also, right? So she is such a type of lady that maybe every Indian man would prefer to have. Very sweet, very dutiful, very faithful, right? But if we see Durga is totally le contraire de Lakshmi. Durga has a tiger, fierce. She has weapons. She even stepped over Shiv, the body of Shiv, in the form of Kali. And then later she realized, okay, she did a mistake to say whatever. And Durga, she takes the form of Kali, etc. Donc, même si Durga, she gets very angry, right? Mais par contre, Lakshmi, pas tous les temps, most of the time, she is very sweet. We don't have that anger aspect of Lakshmi, right? Au fait, Nuinali, mais pas à ce point-là comme Durga, right? There are stories where Lakshmi got angry to Sa, but not like Durga, where Durga completely changes herself. She became Kali. Kali is usually naked. Nous, quand nous trouvons photo Kali, nous trouvons un tilet, zoli, etc. But a Kali was naked. Ou bien is naked, whatever you'll say, right? So the fearful form of woman, Durga, she does not accept injustice. She fights for her rights. She doesn't depend on the man, like Manu said. She acts independently, unlike what Manu said, right? Voilà, this is about stri dharma.